Stubborn, obstinate, unrelenting, you know? That's the ostinato. You know, ostinatos are like the heartbeat, the engine that drives the arrangement, that puts the tension, puts the motion, puts the movement. And once they get started, they're hard to stop. And you take what first seems to be like a simple ostinato, a simple pattern, and then you inject it with Heavyocity's DNA. And then you have something totally new and amazing. Let's take a look at Heavyocity's Ostinato Textures. Yeah, so, you know, already you can tell that I'm just, you know, kind of carried away with this. Those of you who have been a part of this channel, who've seen some of the videos and been a part of the live streams, you know what inspires me is motion, life and motion. It does something to me when I'm hearing parts move and breathe and come alive. It just sparks so much inspiration and so many ideas. And that is what this particular expansion pack for Heavyocity's Novo does. Ostinato Textures takes like a chamber size. You have a violin, solo cello, and solo viola. You have 20 different articulations, 20 different techniques, the ostinato techniques for each of these instruments. And then plus you have the designer, where you can just take things even further. So we're gonna take a quick look at the individual instruments and then just play through some of the designer. And hopefully it just gives you just enough to whet your appetite. You don't have to have Novo because it's its own standalone expansion. And you do not need the full version of Kontakt because it works with the free Kontakt player. So it's a win-win, actually. And let me say this, Heavyocity has been so great in supporting and sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. They've given us the opportunity for you to win a copy of Ostinato Textures. And so all you need to do is just like and leave a comment below, and you'll have a chance to win a copy of Ostinato Textures. We're going to be selecting one of those comments down the road, so make sure that you stay tuned and, just drop a comment below. I'm excited to be able to do that. And thank you for watching. If it's your first time, do the thing. Like and subscribe, because it's because of you that we can have these amazing, joyful journeys together. Now, I'm playing, this is called Organic Ensemble Rising Gallops. And so this is part of the designer. So let's pull up the simple. These are offbeat crescendos. You've got 8 different articulations, key switchable articulations. And I love being able to play over these. And right now you can see we've got the close mic and the room mic. You also have the hall mic as well. And then you have a full mix that is not engaged right now. So right now we can just go in and kind of pull up our own little mix, kind of blend these mics together. Just to kind of tailor the sound to what you want. And let's see, we've got 8 key switches. We can go through these different articulations. And these are live performances. These are players doing these patterns, doing these ostinato patterns. So it's not like a MIDI arpeggiator type of thing. That's what makes this so nice. It's because you're actually listening to someone playing these ostinato parts. Just gives it that realistic, beautiful, human feel. Just so beautiful. And even though they're solo instruments, when you hear what I'm doing when I'm playing multiple, it's just clean and dry and beautiful. And let's look at this. I love the space. And right now they've got it going through a short plate. Got it going down through a short plate. And there is what's called the rolling echoes. And I really like the way this sounds. And let's pull that up and just using the same articulation. And let me turn the mix up a little bit. And it just goes. And let me tell you, I've been playing with this a lot in preparing for this video. I actually recorded an entire demo, over 40 minutes, and didn't have the mic on, or the mic was something going on, and it was like, oh goodness gracious! And I said, like, how can I kind of just get back into recreating some of the moments? And I'm finding right now, it's not hard, because the articulations just kind of pull it out of you. So that's amazing, because I'm just kind of playing through these, And as I'm hearing things, I'm just kind of playing off of what I'm hearing. Actually, you know, that's the way we roll around here. You know, and some of you regulars know what this is. This is gorgeous. Yeah, we got to go on. What I want to show you is the key switches. Now, I have a nano. Let's see. Can you see this? Yeah, I've got the nano controller here. It comes in handy for something like this because when you're looking at the key switch layout, the keyboard goes all the way down here, but the key switches are below that range. And so what we can do with this is that we can shift the octaves down until we get into that range where we can switch these articulations. So let's see. And that's where the beauty comes in, because you can just kind of craft these patterns and make them and tailor them to the feel and to the environment, emotion of what you're doing. Yes, so we've got eight different sets. I still have that rolling echoes in there. So you've got that driving pattern, and then you can just kind of got to remember what key I'm in. But another thing that I discovered is that there are additional key switches up at the top of the keyboard. So when we go into Kontakt and we shift the octave up, look at what happens. Look at that. We have an entire another set of key switches up here in these upper ranges, the upper keyboard range here. And when we can see that up here, and it kind of mirrors the key switches down at the bottom of the keyboard. And so if you have an instrument that's kind of down here and you want to play it differently, or it just kind of helps to adapt. Yeah, so that's really cool. I just discovered that. It was like, there it is. It's been there. It's been there all the time. Let's look at these slots. Each slot, you can assign one of the 20 different articulations. You go from simple to complex and then triplets. So you've got straight and triplet feels, and you have, and you can just plug those in and out. You don't have to use all 8 slots. You can say none and they'll be empty, so it gives you the flexibility to just kind of make it your own. Do what you need to do, find those sounds that speak to you and fit what you're working on, and then go for it. Let's go to the full mix, complex. Still violin. So you get those simple things, but now you've got a little more complex. Now this is the full mix. This is like a curated blend of the close room and hall mics. And we can come over here, CC1, and this controls the dynamic layers. Now this is Swift 16ths. there's no, yeah, you can only go down so far with the violin. So very, very cool. So let's move on to the viola. You've got different snapshots that have the close mix, the default mix, wet mix, and then the full mix. So you have these already kind of laid out for you to, so you don't have to just kind of remake the wheel. You can just, if you want the close mix, bam, there it is. Or if you want a wetter mix, it's just there for your convenience there. And let's go with the triplet, and I'm going to just load the full mix. Let's get into a different key. Let's go to G. Oh, listen to that. Yeah, see, the performance is there. Yeah, this is the triplets. And then if you play the notes at the same time, they're going to start the same. But if you offset like this, they're going to kind of hit against each other a little bit, kind of rub. Okay, let's see. That's interesting. Okay, let's go to driving trips. Oh, yeah. Get a little carried away there. Now let's see what kind of space we're in here. Yeah, we got the medium hall. I want to feel it a little bit more. Let's get a little more dramatic. And let's put a little bit of the delay. Bam. That's just really amazing. And let me show you this. You can see for each of the mic channels in the mix, you have, solo, S, mute, M, and P. What P does, P purges the samples, the mic channel. So if you don't want to have all of these mic channels loaded up due to memory constraints or that kind of thing, you just hit P, and that removes that particular mic position from memory. So you can see that the close room and hall mics are purged, so that is not inside of the memory. So it just helps things to be more manageable. And then the full mix sounds really good on its own without using a ton of extra memory, especially if you're challenged a little bit with your system at the moment. Yeah, so that is so cool. I like the triplets. Triplets kind of give you a sense of like urgency, that kind of thing. Let's go back to the simple with the viola, and still sticking with the full mix here. And I'm at about 120 BPM. And of course, they're tempo synced. Everything is tempo synced to kind of adapt. Let's see, let's go to Cinco accent. started that C. Yeah, so that's so cool. And last of the instruments is the cello. So let's pull up the cello. And let's just go to the full mix. I think that's, and we'll start with the simple articulations. Listen to this cello. Offbeat crescendos, yeah. And you hear that dynamic of it just kind of coming in, doing its thing. And let's see. And that dynamic just kind of helps you to build it up. Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. You hear how rich that cello is. And around the wheel here, let's go around the wheel. You have controls for the envelope generator, how the sound will come in and decay. You have EQ and filters, so you can kind of get in there and shape the sound a little bit. And let's see, yeah, the mix and the performance. This kind of takes the dynamic a little bit, and then the gate just kind of gives you like some really interesting performance opportunities. Yeah, so that's so cool. Okay, let's jump into the designer. And this is where things get even more interesting because the designer takes 3 different slots. You can load any of the articulations from the violin, cello, and viola into those slots, and then you can just do all kinds of fun things with them. Let's do the full ensemble complex. Let's go to decaying trims. Yeah, and it kind of gives you a preview when you kind of just click on that. Now, this is all 3 of the instruments together. And each of these slots, like I said, you can go in and select any of the sources, any of the articulations, any of the mic positions, and put that in one of those engine slots. And then we've got, the cycle. You can adjust the sample start times for these. So there are a ton of opportunities to take what you have, and then you go, boom, you can take it out. This is the organic category. And then we'll check in on the hybrid. It's kind of like in 5, like. Yeah, cool. And let's see, let's do a couple more of these. The 4 and trees. 4s and trees. We've got punish. We've got a big punish knob down here. We got a twist knob down here. These are 2 signature Heavyocity effects. Let's pull the twist in. It's kind of like a wild type filtering effect. We can adjust the amount and the rate. And the tone. Let's see. Let's do the punish here. And that just keeps crushing it. We get that medium haul. Let's do the panning reverb. Into that rabbit hole again. Let's pull up some of the hybrids. Go to now the intricacies of viola. I think is what I started the video off with. And here you can see a lot of the crazy stuff happening, especially with that the macro control. The macro is going through all of these different elements and just animating those. Yeah, the macro sequencer here is what controls that. And that's just blending between these the volumes and the different things we set up here. Yeah, it's a very powerful feature here, and it just lets you take these things in some crazy places. Let's see here. Cloud rhythms. This is another hybrid. This is where Heavyocity just kind of puts their little signature, their big signature on things. Got a little delay. That hall and delay working together. The open air. It's got a little punish on there. Is big. Weren't we just playing strings? Yeah. But then we heavyocidized it. Yeah. Shimmering viola. It's just got that nice. That's wild. Let's just see if we got a couple more of these. Violin Stardust. I'm texture, another beautiful texture. Inul in ennui. I think that's what this is. Go from like very sparkly to very darkly. I mean, dark or very dramatic. Wow. Push, pull, pulse. And here again, we've got this, the macro sequencer is just really causing some fun things to happen here. this is kind of cross-fading between channels 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it just gives you some different dynamics, different textures and feels. Silver skies. Really nice long decays. So beautiful. Well, thanks for joining me on this joyful journey into Ostinato Textures. I want to thank Heavyocity for giving me this opportunity and for supporting the channel so I can just bring this to you, these beautiful instruments to you. So until next time, this is Simeon reminding you to always stay joyful. I'll see you next time.